Alrighty, I think we're going live now. Took me an extra minute because I guess I needed to charge my mouse up. For some reason it looks like it comes on, but it wasn't connecting and letting me adjust anything, so I had to do it from the other corded mouse that's attached. So, but welcome to the Booga Box live stream. It is Wednesday, the 19th of May. Yeah, 19th of May. Hopefully it didn't give me too many issues, making sure everything's on top and of everything, so I can see stuff without having to mess with this other mouse since it's not working right now. Alrighty. Trying to get everything going as we normally would. I did hear my phone beep at me already, so that's kind of good, other than I still can't figure out how to share to my own page. But tonight we're going to work on a weave called Coda. Looks like a fairly simple weave. Where did I made one little chunk of it earlier, about 20 minutes ago, to make sure that the size rings I had is going to work, because the size rings it calls for I don't currently have. Well, I have them in two colors. Well, then I could do it in silver too, but I had to kind of go out and figure out my own ring sizes for it, so that's what we'll work on tonight. We'll go ahead and kind of get started here while everybody's joining in. I hope everybody's having a good week. Midway through the week, anyway. And yeah, I did a blue and silver chunk earlier, which I think is going to make a nice earring too. That's why I kind of just stopped there. It's like, well, I think this ring size is going to work, so I'll just use this set for a pair of earrings. Well, after I make up another one, but. I kind of rushed to clean off the desk area. You can kind of see a little bit on the side camera, I think it would be. My little yellow boxes up over there, they've got all my rings in it for the inlay that I'm working on. Got the rings in Monday. After we streamed Monday night, I spent a couple hours then and about 3 or 4 more hours the next day getting them all put up in their proper places, and so like I said, I got a lot more than just what I had for the inlay, so had to get all those put up, and it took several hours. And then I did get a little bit of time in yesterday to work on some of the inlay. I kind of wanted to have it semi-started before the stream, just so you know, the first start of any inlay is a little more time consuming, just because you're getting everything set up, and can't just do a single row at a time. You got to do the 3, and you want to make sure when you start that's your start. You kind of want to make sure everything's right, because if you're going the wrong way, laying the wrong direction or something when you start, and then you're going by a number chart. When I make mine up, I go by not necessarily a number chart, but I had a text print out a ring order for each row, so that can take a little bit of time, and once you get going, if it's not right to start, it's just going to be worse later on and much harder to fix. So it always takes a little more time getting that first 3 rows started to make sure everything's lined up the right way and where you want it and everything. So I got that done, then I added some more rows to it, and you'll get to see the progress of it tomorrow. We'll have a different view. Well, it'll be the same top view. I'm using a different lens to get more of a wide angle shot. I'm using it for my basic streams too, but on my Thursday night streams it'll be missing the second camera. I'm just going with the single because I'm recording it all so I can try to do a time lapse of it as it grows. I've tried before and I kept forgetting things. This time I think I've gotten pretty good so far at making sure I'm always recording when it's time to go. I want to work on it, so that's kind of the plan there. And we're just using some purple and dark rose on this for this Coda weave. I think it's pronounced Coda, C-O-D-A. Like I said, I had to kind of guess on what size rings I wanted to use since I didn't have I did find a small tutorial on it, but I ended up not having the ring sizes they called for, so I kind of tried to figure them out the best I could, and like I said, I did a quick test on it, and it seemed to work okay, so we're going to go with it. Hopefully we don't have too much of a problem. Normally when I do a Wednesday night, I try to have a backup. Yeah, see, these seem awful loose compared to the other one, but that's basically the weave. And since this is so loose, though, it wants to not keep those other rings on the right side, so maybe this won't work. Did with the other ones I just had. I wonder... these are the right rings, right? Yeah. I don't know why. It's a little looser than the other. I wonder if I need to go with 2 on the center. Yeah, the blue and silver wasn't nearly as loose. So I might have to do a little something extra on this one because oh, I think I know what I'm doing wrong here. I got out the wrong gauge. I needed, if I remember correctly, 16 gauge for my center rings. Then I gave up and learned more eyeball ratio off number rings and a single ring. Yeah, it's kind of what I've done lately. Well, for a while now. If I find something, most of the time I'm guessing anyway. And then other times when they do show what to have, what you need to use, I don't have. Where'd that little chunk go? Yeah, but I'm sure that's what I did wrong here. I needed 3/16. 16 gauge, not 18 gauge. I'm more than sure that's what my issue is. Being so loose as it was, and I can look over and see the rings that I had pulled out for the test chunk I just did. I see that they're 16 gauge, so that was the problem. So a little screw up to start the night. But that's kind of what these nights are kind of about, just trying different things and new things. And most of the time I try to have a backup plan in case something doesn't work right. But this seemed like it was going to work, so I didn't think of a backup plan. But yeah, that's just way too loose. I could tell something was off as soon as I started putting that ring through. I was like, this ain't like the other ones. Now if I can find my closure. So I guess a little restart to tonight. Yeah, that's what we'll just call it. Soft reset. Alright, move those on up out of the way here. Yeah, that's more like it. I don't know why I pulled out the 18 gauge. So, we will start once again. And howdy, John. Hope you're having a good night. Work treating you well. And now watch this be too tight. That'd be my luck. But I was using anodized silver, so should still have a little bit of extra thickness to it with the anodized silver to compare to it, so I guess we'll find out shortly. It did work in the silver and blue, one chunk, and that's what I was looking for real quick too. I moved it over to the side to get it out of the way for the stream, and now I can't seem to figure out where I put it. As soon as I get done with the stream, I'll be putting things back to work on the inlay some more, and I'll probably find it then. Because I did move everything other than the rings out of the way, because I was taking up a pretty good chunk of the workspace here with for the inlay things. Like I said, I've got 13 different containers with rings in it up above here. Oops, ready to go. Like I said, I've gotten several rows done already in the next inlay. What it is, you'll have to wait for a few days, and then you can probably start guessing what it is. But yeah, I'm using 13 different colors. It'll be a bit smaller than the cheese flag that we just got done with. In a more up-down portrait, I guess is what they'd call it, where it's taller than it is wide compared to the cheese flag that was wider than it was tall. So, working on a coda weave. At least that's how I'm pronouncing it. C-O-D-A. Get a new weave, so I already had a mess up trying to figure out. I had the wrong size ring, so I wish I had that chunk out. I'd show it real quick to show you the basics of it, but I guess we'll be done with the chunk of it pretty quick here anyway. But I'll probably get a lot less time more on the jelly cube now that the new inlay is ready to go and being worked on. Just more because it'll take up most of my space right here, and I'll be, you know, any extra times that I'm not working on orders and whatnot, that's what I'll probably be working on most of the time. Still trying to decide what I want to start moving on to on Monday night. I was talking about ties. Thinking about doing the checker or chessboard. I just haven't fully decided on what I want to use yet. There we go. Yeah, it's feeling like it should. At least the first chunk that I did felt. Feels more like it now. Go through these. That comes around. I tried the first time by kind of doing like a helm way of weaving it together, and it was more difficult that way. But now it's seeming like maybe that would have been the easier way. The more I keep trying to put this one through. Oh, come on. I just need you right. Oh, there it goes. Just popped right into place finally. It's got to go between the two of those, but I'll do that afterwards. I can tweak it into place once I get it through and closed before we start on to the next chunk. We'll see how that one's on that side of that ring. That's we'll just have to get this little guy to move over into that side. There we go. Hopefully. Seems like I had better luck with the silver and blue. Get one side in. Normally the other side kind of pops in and then we're good. But there we go. There's that side. Again, as long as the ring sizes are right, it should be. Like I said, it worked on the blue and silver one. It should just fit right across there, but it's just giving me issues. The fun of live streaming, right? Why give me such a problem? Get one side, but then the other side didn't want to go in. So maybe these are a little more fickle. There's that. And get the one side, like I said, and then the other side pops out on me. I did not have this problem when I was testing it. I guess maybe I should have just continued with those colors. Yeah, we might have to go the other way on this one. I mean, that fits in there without a problem, right? Yeah, so found one issue and fixed it, and ends up giving us more issues. Isn't that always fun? It does not want to flip over there like it was doing earlier. Well, that kind of was. So I can get the one side in, but the other side doesn't want to flop on in. There it went. I don't know why that was so difficult. Alright, well, that's basically that weave. That's a chunk of it. I don't know why it was giving me such a problem. But that center ring is supposed to be able to kind of move around. It will kind of sit down and at an angle. Just because of the room that's in there. After giving me issues, so we'll work on to the next chunk. Maybe we'll have less issues then. Like I said, this is actually only the second chunk I've done so far, so first one was seemed to go together a little bit simpler than this one, but it's about how any weave goes when you first learn it. Trying something new, you'll start figuring out its little things that it wants to be done like, and hopefully everything will start coming together for this next chunk. I would imagine it will. Hopefully will, though. And then I'll be making a couple more. I know I'm going to do a silver blue with the earring set. And I've got some gold and silver that I'm probably going to do too. At least that's what I got pulled out, ready to try. And then I have these. I like to use a little more colorful things during the stream than either single colors or plain old silver per se. Just, you know, to give everybody a look-see and can see the color combination and see the weave a bit better. When it's in color, you can just see the contrast between ring sizes and whatnot. So it's at least what I'm trying to do. Hopefully this one will come together quicker, and I imagine I won't need too many chunks to really get this fully done, just because each chunk is fairly large. I mean, it's kind of more on the chunky side in a way. So we might be able to actually do a couple. Might be able to get the blue and silver one in tonight, depending on where we're at times. Like I said, we try to go till 9 o'clock. Sometimes I've cut it short if, you know, other things are happening and whatnot. But I try to go for an hour and a half. Sometimes I could go longer, but at one point I didn't want to go over anybody else's stream, so... wrong way. There we go. Alright, let's hope this one goes smoother this time, right? It's pretty simple up to that point. It's just kind of a 2 and 2 chain. Some of them were singles instead of doubled, but for the most part, that's about it on it. Alright, then put that one into there. It's a little more snug than the silver and the blue was. Alright, that one's fully set. There we go. Oh, definitely a little smoother that time. And yeah, I mean, 2 chunks of already getting up pretty, how far along is that there? Already up to 3 inches, so it might take 5 chunks of this to make an 8-inch. I'll be using a couple of the smaller dark rose rings as my connectors, and I do have a clasp pulled out, don't I? So I might go ahead and just add the clasp on here. Put it on the one end so then I can get a better judge, because the width of this and everything, I'm probably going to have to make it as a straight line, probably more 8.5 to 9 inches to give me a good 8-inch bracelet by the time we're done. So how about that weather? Yeah, let's talk about the crappy weather. Been nothing but rain for days. Grass is growing like crazy and can't go out and mow. I mean, knockers. Other than I know it's going to be push mowing time, but still. Oh, let me check, see if everything's going good. Looks to be. Haven't looked at it yet. Like I said, Monday nights we're going to go with something different than the jelly cube, I'm hoping. Got a couple ideas. Might end up going with the jelly cube again Monday, just to, you know, since I haven't had a chance, but I'm hoping this weekend I can get things set up and make a decision on what I want to do for Monday nights and make sure I got everything ready for it. That'll be the biggest problem if I don't have anything enough of anything. I should have enough on the scales to do a scale tie, and I should have everything I need. I just gotta make sure I got enough bronze for a European 6-in-1 for the chessboard. Called all the other ones chessboards when I was making checkers for them because I don't have chess pieces. Then I got some heavy weighted chess pieces to make a board with, and now I keep calling it a checkerboard instead of a chessboard. But it's going to be basically just a silver and a bronze. In a checkerboard style for the pieces. Pretty simple. And it's kind of basically an inlay because you are switching back and forth, but it's just kind of between 2 colors, so it's not a super inlay per se. So I don't know, like I said, I don't know if I want to do that one yet or not, or the tie. there's a few other things I want to do. I'm trying to figure out something that I can do that I won't work on other than, because that's what the medium project night was supposed to be, something that I only work on basically during the stream. And now that I have the large inlay going, I'll be spending more time on that outside of streaming, so should keep me away from the medium project a little bit. But we'll see how that works once we get further in and get them going. I still haven't figured up a time. I'm predicting about 45 hours or so on the next inlay, and I've probably gotten about 3.5-4 hours in on it so far. And only doing the stream of it once a week, I'm kind of contemplating doing a stream on midday Saturdays and keep it on the large project inlay. Just because, like I said, that'll be what I'm mostly working on. Take out my first face clean and ended up entertaining the 3N muses. Yeah. I've been doing that quite a bit here lately. I think I was up to about 2 last night, just because I'd start getting a row done on the inlay, and I'm like, oh, I want to do another row. I want to do another row. Didn't really do much online during that time, but it was more just sitting here working, watching some old TV shows and farting around. Alright, come on, flip on over there. You're right there just for half a second. Maybe it's a matter of holding that purple one just right. Seemed to be what helped the last time. There it went. Yeah, I guess it's just a matter of holding that stupid purple one just right with the pair of pliers. Labeling their mandrels, yeah. I've seen all your posts on all the pretties that you've gotten. I'm like, I still want to get me a bunch. I just haven't. I've done some capture stuff, and I have some things that I can capture, but I haven't gotten into the gems yet. I need to before a lot of them start disappearing, since I guess one company's kind of closing up shop for their individual sales, and prices on them are going to skyrocket, I'm sure, once they become unavailable. I keep looking, but then every time I'm looking, I'm like, well, I can get those now, or I can wait a little bit and get these rings that I want for the inlay, or whatever, you know, I'm working on. And that's normally what takes over, because, you know, it's just kind of the way I go, I guess. Let's see here. Oh, that's actually showing viewers tonight, I guess. That's a plus compared to normal. Yeah, but I was debating on between this Coda or what was that other one called that I was playing around with? Oh man, what was the name of that other? Well, I got the elf weave. I still want to do it. I've made a little bit of elf before, but not into an actual finalized piece. It was just testing to see if I could do elf. And I did, but at the time I was working on something else, and it ended up taking over and never got back to doing more of the elf work. So I'm going to do it one night for sure. It was Halo, I think it was called. That was the other one I was looking at. Like, it might look kind of cool. It's kind of a simple-ish weave too. It uses 4 different ring sizes. So I do need to still check that out. And like I said, that was something I was going to do tonight too, but then I looked at this one first and kind of just said, alright, we'll just kind of figure out if I'll be able to make it and with what I got. And I know the other ones I'll have to kind of calculate too, because they had specific ring sizes for it, and I don't have those. I just need to make sure I can find something close. Going for a smooth from Wish. Cutting glass, yeah. Yeah, I've gotten a few things from over there. It's just never quite the same. I haven't done anything on Wish in forever. The first few things that I got on there was just a complete joke. So, though I do use Panda Hall to get my stainless steel clasps and stuff like that. And they have some there. It's just a matter of making a large enough order to make sense, because the way they charge for shipping from Panda Hall. And then sometimes you can find it in the Panda Hall US warehouse. But it seems like most things I want aren't. So. Alright. Through that one and up through this one. There we go. And better pay attention to where I'm at so I don't go too far. Make it too big. I know there was one, was it last week or the week before? I ended up making, I just kept making it and kept growing. Didn't even think about measuring it. And I ended up with almost a 9-inch bracelet. Alright, get one side going first and then we'll kind of work from there. Stay where I put you. And I haven't tried to order from Rio yet. I go to their site often, but I haven't ordered much from. I haven't ordered anything from Rio, I guess, yet. I've heard some horror stories, so I've kind of laid off a little bit from Rio, but I'm sure I will at some point. And I've heard people have good things from them too, so. There it goes. Alright. Oh, did that flip out, or did I forget to do that one? No, I had to flip out. That's gonna suck. I don't want that to happen. They kind of pop into place, but they are kind of popping out of place too. That kind of blows. I don't want that to happen. I wonder if putting a... No, I can't really put a second one in that side. I wasn't expecting that to happen once they got into place, so... I might have to play around with that a little bit more. Another... very close that I need where I need them, but it does seem like they want to pop out of place, and we can't have that. I don't want to have something that falls kind of out of weave, and then somebody not knowing how to get it back into the way it needs to be. The others, yeah, they're all fine. The first two flipped out. Can't get it back in. There it goes. Now we'll just have to continue and see if it does that again. That was wasn't expecting to see that. Just ordered a black opal. Sweet. Pretty decent size there too. That's part of the thing, just when I'm going and want to get there's so many different sizes and stuff, and never know what, well, that's how I ended up getting my overly comical sized clasps. Wasn't thinking about the size, and I didn't realize there were, I knew there was a bunch of different sizes, but not as many as I was expecting. And I ordered what I thought was right, and I got these things, and they were just gigantor clasps. So I just call them my overly large comical clasps. I do use them for things, but nothing really that I'm selling. I'll clip them together. I got actually a string of them on the barbecue grill that I use to hold my tongs and whatnot. And like I said, they're just overly large. That they're kind of crazy big. I know there's bigger ones, but when I was comparing it even to some of these bigger sizes, I've done a 3/8 inch rings and stuff. It's just they're too large for even that. Oh, I'm sure breaking them would suck. I guess that's why mostly the captures I've done stainless steel balls, titanium balls for my captures. I do have beads and some things that I've done, but it's like if I'm going to make a nice capture, I want to have some nice sparklies to put in it, I want to spend the time working on something with a plastic bead in there for the focal point of it. I wonder, can I grab those things easy enough? Is they over here? Or are they over there? Yeah, they must be over there. I should have oh, here's one. That's my overly large comical clasp. It's bigger than my 3/8 inch rings practically. The inside's about 3/8 inch probably. And they're hugely long. I use them to hold on to starter pieces so I can hang them easier. Like I said, I put them on the grill. I use them to hang my sign when we go to events, to hang it off the tent. I normally use those to do that. So they've come in handy, but yeah, I've got a whole big old bunch of them that I'll never use in a project for the most part. But they string together nicely for a spiky look. Where you starting to measure yourself where you was 2 years ago. Well, that's good. Well, I think that's why most of us kind of do it, is try to, just have some fun. And you can get all kinds of ideas. That's why I kind of like watching Joshua's and Sean's streams, gotten into those, just because, just seeing them do stuff gives you thoughts, ideas. I could spend hours watching videos of people doing chainmail. I watch a lot of I haven't done it so much on the tutorials they have out there that are on YouTube and stuff, but most of those weaves already know, so it's like don't want to watch them, but I end up still watching some. And like I said, sometimes it could be something that I've done 100,000 times and somebody's doing it and they're talking and they end up saying a little something, and it's like, hey, that's a good idea for something totally else, different, but it's just a trick they might have in doing something that ends up helping you. And then just the ideas, like I said, those are always good and fun. Oh, I almost had you there. Alright, let's get this side going first. side. And let's get your side. There it goes. Other than that one did fall back out of place, so. And that one. Yeah, I'm not digging that. I might have to do some tweaking to this and figure out, might try something different. Because I don't want these to keep falling out of place. I don't know how I would. Let me look here. Yeah, because that one fell out. That one's still in place. That one's still in place. That one fell out. Yeah, I'm not digging the falling out place. I might, maybe if I triple up my outer rings, but that might make it too tight. Yeah, I'll have to play around with that once we kind of get done, see how I can keep those from flopping out of place. Maybe double up a ring or triple up a ring in the spot, because I don't like that. I don't want them to fall out of place. I know where we at here anyway. We're at 7 1/4. Let's go ahead and add one more chunk, and we'll see how far in we are. Then we'll go and see if I need to, where I can make an adjustment to try to keep these from falling out of place. I played around with that one, and it seemed okay. It didn't seem like it was going to fall out. But then it could just be, every ring is different when they anodize them. So it could just be these particular colors don't want to fall into place quite right. And I have had that happen before when you're looking for a really specific AR. If it's not quite right, it just won't work. So that could be how this works. But I'll look at it and see if I can add in something somewhere. And sometimes just double up a ring helps pull it a little tighter. Might have to take some of it apart though to put in that double ring. That'll be something I'll have to play with. And see how that goes. I can make a very specific stainless steel or bright aluminum if I wanted to, and not have to worry about that, but I do try to make it work within the colored rings that I can get, just because, a lot of people do like colored stuff. They want their anodized aluminum just so they can get some color variations. And then other people like just the simple, stainless steel look, or just straight up silver. All depends on their preference. I like just kind of a straight standard stainless steel look myself. That's why I have a harder time doing color combinations, because I don't know what to use. It's like I just like the same solid, just stainless steel colored. That's where I kind of gravitate towards. And then if it's not red and gold, just because, I got my Chiefs that are red and gold, and then I've got my old high school was red and gold, so I kind of grew up and lived red and gold all my life, so everything's red and gold. Give it a quick check. How far are we in anyway? About 43 minutes. So this is a fairly quick one if I can get it to stick right. Depends on how much I might have to add to it, because it does seem the more it jiggles around, the more they want to pop out of place. That one's still in, that one's in, that one's in, that one's in. Only got one out now. Yeah, I don't think I could double up. I might have to just double up. No, I don't think I could do that either. I don't know. I'll have to definitely play with and kind of see what I can do to, because I'm afraid if I double up in the wrong spot, then I won't have enough room at all. It's all kinds of burred up. The cutting saw must have been going dull by then, because that one was really jacked. How's this one? Alright, this one seems fine. That one's just really jacked up. It stabbed me when I went to feel the closure on it. You'd think it's such a pain in the butt to get them to go into the right spot that they wouldn't fall out of place as much as they are. So they kind of pop into place and you think you're good. Hold it again, get you down into there. And as soon as I twist that ring, that was that problem. Yeah, maybe I should go try the other way I was doing them to begin with. That might be the way I need to go to add in an extra ring into that center. Because I know I don't think I could get it. It'd be too tight going and trying to do it this way. Why are you giving me such problems here? Grab a hold of you again. And land. Yeah, I've got two out. Still that first one, and then it looks like the second one came out on me. Where are we at in length? That'll probably be the good length. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them. We'll go ahead and put it together and put it on the thing just to get a basic idea. Make sure we got a decent length going for 8 inches. And then I'll look at maybe tweaking it a little bit, and might try a test chunk and see if we were to go with 2 centers, would that help it pull it tighter where I get less flopping out or not. Oh yeah, right at 8, sweet. So I measured almost 9 straight out and on a wrist, and we're looking at 8. So that came out well. Now just to figure out, because if I put 2 in there though, that's what I'm worried about on the center. If I put 2 in there, it might not give me because they're already at a slight angle, because they won't fit straight across from each other. I don't know if you can see the angle there, and if they really have to kind of be at that angle to there. If I put in a second one, it might make it way too tight or put everything off askew. All those others are staying in place for me. And if I doubled up a purple, I'm not really going to change that. It needs to be something within the center helmish area is where it would have to take place. Alright, maybe grab it this way again. That way I can get you right in there. Let's try this one and see if I can get you right on in there. Yeah. Oh, I thought I did. There it goes. I don't know. unless I was to triple up. I don't know if I could put a triple inside there, especially doing it on both sides, and I wouldn't want to do it to just one. Back para. Can you do a helm pendant, like a circle helm pendant? Yeah, I've made up several of those. I got them in some keychains, and now I got some smaller ones that I've made earrings out of. And I can fit a third one through, but what's it going to look like? And it's a matter of, can I get a third on the other side? And then maybe that's when I was starting with the 18 gauge, maybe I use the 18 gauge and triple them. See if that helps. And I ended up popping that out of place. Didn't go through the other side. That's not looking good. Let's get that back into its spot. So, yeah, 3 just ain't gonna work on that one. Could go smaller, these 2 outside rings. Go, well, 3/16, so I would need to go down to, next size down that I have. That's small, I'd have to go down to a different gauge, so that's for sure. And overall, I do like the weave, it's pretty simple. And maybe with the actual correct ring sizes that they call for, I wouldn't have this popping out issue. And trying to jiggle it around and make it pop back out, but it looks like I have to. Well, there's one that popped out. Yeah. I just don't know why it wants to on some and then not on the others. I think it just has to be just a perfect flop around that gets it to kind of value about the same way as putting it together. You just get that right angle and then it pops right out or pops right in. And all of them are back now to the way they're supposed to be. Like I said, overall I do like it. Fairly simple. I don't need to figure something out. Oh, let me grab a drink. Where are we at? 52 minutes? I don't know if I want to. So basically, I just need these to more stay together than coming and that one flopping out. There's no room that way. It's just got to be turned the right way, and that comes up. That's where it's probably doing it when it slides up. Well, I'll tell you what here. Maybe we do try. Let me look here. How much different was this first chunkage here that we did? In the wrong size. Maybe we'll just go ahead and try to play with that and see what happens. We'll just kind of leave this one good to go for now. Another quick check. Everything seems to be fine. So, and since we still got some of these out, we'll just do another one and we'll try to triple up or double up that center ring. See if that might help it by using the smaller ones. Because I would imagine I'd get a little better, possibly a little bit better, a little bit tighter, that's for sure. I don't know, let's see here. If I was to, I think it'd probably be too loose in this fashion to make it a round one like you can the helm. If you tighten these up a little bit more, possibly. I'm just trying to look at it, trying to figure out it's a little more floppy than a normal helm. because the helm, you got the double Booga rings that kind of help keep it from doing this way too, or this way. So I think if I wish I could find that one chunk I already did. It looks okay. This is basically the chunk of what I had for an earring, and it was just 2 big rings, your center part there. And I was going to attach that part right to the ear hook and just let that one dangle. And that's what I was playing with, and I think that you'll have a lot less issues with it flopping out of space because it's only the one. But like Four Winds, kind of funny. That's actually the other one that I was looking at doing, Four Winds cloud cover. It's on my to-do list. I didn't double up that center yet. Let me double up that center ring. Then I might actually have to triple up the outers. I'm not sure if this will work or not as is. We'll just have to see and go from there. Because overall with a double here, it's going to be thicker than the single 16 gauge. So we just don't want it to be too much. And there's a few other weaves, like I said, I still want to do, but I'll have to, because they're tutorial based, and I don't think I need a tutorial to figure them out. I'll eventually buy the tutorial if I do figure it out, but I don't want to do those on a live stream. And then a few others that are open, but would just take too long to do during a stream, so kind of keeps me away from those a bit. Alright, let's see how you fit through here. Coming through that one. And it still seems like it's going to be pretty loose. The double center and smaller. Yeah. That's why I was looking at it, and I was like, it's definitely going to be one of those that are going to give me some issues. I got to make sure I go the correct way when you're doing it. And I'm going to try to practice it. I was like, I figured it was going to be a little more difficult to get for tonight's stream when I was looking at it. And I was like, oh, I just, this one seems simpler without doing it, other than the test piece. But I figure I'll probably mess with that over the weekend at some point. And it's definitely there, but definitely looser. Even with the doubled center. I wonder if I tripled up those. Let's see what happens if I triple up some. See if I can fit some triples in there and see if that helps it. Would hate to, just because, add more rings to it. Just uses more rings, more time. A little more everything, but sometimes that's what you have to do. And do it with some of the Byzantines, if certain sizes, because you can basically make Byzantine out of anything. It's just a matter of how many you want to bring up. So let's see here. It goes through and through and through. Down the pliers here. I might need a closer gander at the eyeballs here just to see where I'm having any issue. Alright. Most of that problem was just didn't open the ring far enough. And it's tripled up on that side. It popped out. Now let's see if I can put that back in and then maybe put a third one on that side and see if that'll tighten it up enough. Because it did still want to pop out. I didn't read if that's a common occurrence with this weave or not. So I've just kind of seen it and wanted to do it. So let's see here. Getting the third one in over here. The problem is just still not open fur enough. Get around that purple. There we go. Full king Vins, yeah. Yeah, I'd have to make up some of my own rings to get a King Vincentine going because I don't have large enough rings to be able to king them. Well, I guess I could maybe if I went with a smaller version. Alright, so that's a little tighter. Because that's about how I was thinking about doing the earring. I'll put it over here. No, wrong way. Just gonna have his chunk like that and having the ear hook hang off. Yeah, I might need to. The center's still kind of. I guess the only way to find out would be to continue it to see how much floppiness I can give to it and see if it'll fall out of place. Yeah, because it just did again. This one seems easier to fall out of place than the other one. Let me try to put a center through a third through the center and see if that might help. If I can get to them, since now it's completely out of place. Might have to take it out and try to weave that purple one back through the normal way. Yeah, let's go ahead and do it that way. Let's go ahead and take it on out. See if we can come back in at a better angle. Get this third ring through our center easier this way. And then we'll try to weave it in. Because it looked like they wanted you to weave it through those two where you don't have to move it around like I've been doing. And so doubles and triples. But it was just giving me issues when I was trying to do it on that first one, so maybe that is the proper way I need to do it if it's tight enough. Because right there it just kind of wanted to fall into that center, so maybe that's the way I'll have to go, is at least in the ring sizes that I currently have. That, yeah, I think that'll tighten it up enough where it actually won't fall out. A little loose still on the center. I can't double up those other rings though. I don't think that would allow me to do that, but still give me the crookedness. Well, it did fall out, so there we go. Yeah, I just don't know if I'm going to be able to use this weave for bracelets that I'm just not going to, I don't want them falling out of place. So I might have to just continue to play with this one and see if I can figure out some other way of doing that. I don't know if I could come through and connect a smaller one. I'd have to figure out how I wanted to weave it. If I wanted to connect the two purples together with a smaller ring. That kind of blows in a way. But part of the, whenever you are just kind of playing around doing chainmail. I mean, I guess if I was to, I don't know, do like a Celtic and come off of the center rings above it and just over this one instead of through these two. Just a small enough one that would go and just kind of hold it in place. That might be the way to kind of go with that. I'm just going to kind of compare it here. I mean, I like the look of the bigger chunks, but I definitely can't add any more to those. But I wonder what would. Let's kind of look here. Well, we're just kind of in playing mode. trying some different things on different whatnots to, can I fit an 18 gauge through all that? That's the question. No, I think I gotta open it up further to begin with. Alright, now let's try. If we were just to go through that, what would it look like? And this is where you can spend hours upon hours taking a weave that you already got. And see, if I turn it where it'll just kind of flop around. And that would probably keep it from... Let me try to put another one in on the other side here and see what happens. I imagine that would keep it in place, but it might become too floppy on its own. It's kind of why sometimes I don't like the Celtic Visions type of offsprings, just because that's why I ended up liking the Odin Eye better, because of the way it crossed, and you didn't have to worry about these rings flopping around on the outside. They drive me a little nuts. That's why I haven't done it too much. And this has a little bit of flop, because then it does kind of look Celtic Visions like, just having these two coming out by themselves. I couldn't really connect them to that and make it too tight. I mean, they could go this way and you could come back through and put some on the other side to connect. You know, we're just kind of playing. We might as well just give that a try, see what happens. I'm going to make a variant of the Coda. The Coda Celtic. Yeah, there you go. That's not hard to say at all, right? Alright, let's get those two down. And again, I didn't open it up far enough. Where you at? There you are. So if I was to come through and do the same thing on the other side, what will happen? Well, can I not get it? There it goes. It's like, it won't go through. It's definitely getting tighter. And I don't know if this is the way I'd want to do it if I go this route, but then that would definitely pull it all together tighter. Let's get another one going through here. Got to be able to do all four of them if I'm going to go that route and have it work. And then I have to go with some different colors. This is both dark rose, but my 3/16 inch, the last batch I got, was definitely darker than all the others I had. So, well, there's that. Definitely pulls that more of an angle. Kind of, I don't think I'd be able to get enough movement now to get those. Well, maybe. Let's see here. Yeah, kind of went that way. So, and then you could, I'm just adding more rings on per chunk, but you know. If it looks cool and it'll hold it all together, I'm okay with that. So, I just don't know if I can get it through both of these. Yeah, that'll go through. Probably would want to definitely go with a smaller. I don't know if, how much smaller, but let's try to go through this way. That should make it easier. Then if it's going to stick out too far, it will hold those up, or it spreads that out. They kind of just kind of spread up together. Let's do one to the other side, and then we'll kind of give a look and see. I'll have to definitely still play around with this and find out if I want to do this way, or think of another way that could lock those into place. And that doesn't look too bad, actually, though. Like I said, it kind of keeps them from flopping around. Other than the new 2 will have a little bit of different flop, but less noticeable, I think. Ooh, really definitely tighten that whole chunk up. Which might not be a bad thing. There's still good flexibility other places. So that's be like the Celtic, and definitely tightens everything up. I don't know if I could go too much smaller for these other outer rings. 3/16. I can go, I think I got one size smaller in 16 gauge. Then I'd have to go to the 20 gauge. But not too bad looking, I guess. None of the ones beside themselves are in place, so I can't compare. And I know there's no way it's going to fall out of place the way those are right now, because they're nice and snug in there. Alright, I'm trying to get you in place just so I can compare you. It's definitely not going to like the coming out part like this. That'll stop me from making this weave in multiples for sure. If I can't get it to stay in place, I don't want to have somebody buy it and it comes out of place on them and they can't figure out how to put it back together. Alright, so now let's kind of compare those two. Actually not too bad looking. It kind of puts that one, I have to make sure the center ring goes in the same direction on each of them. I guess I could go that way and then the next one go that way and whatnot, but it'll definitely lock it more into place that way, because like I said, it's all pretty snug. There's a little bit of movement here, but not a lot, which is something I'd rather have. And, you know, as I say, I could maybe use a smaller center ring, but I'd have to go down and gauge again, and then that's doubling and tripling it up again. And maybe that's what I should try with this one, go with the double, and then put in those locking rings. Because I don't think I could put them in with triples in them. I'd have to double it and then be able to come out to the outside on that, so it wouldn't work that way. But maybe that way. I don't know, maybe I should just go ahead and try to do that to each one of these and see what kind of look we get. It'd be a little bit wider, for sure. Oh, give me a quick stretch and a drink. And I wish the littler rings were the same color. I mean, they're fairly close. But I mean, I guess I could just go ahead and try that for all these and make sure I get these other rings put down in the same direction. It doesn't look too bad. It's not real wide either. How much is one chunk wideness here? We're at about 3/4 of an inch. I mean, I've had things that are much bigger than that. Yeah, I guess what I'm going to try to do is go ahead and do some more. There's the big ones. I'll come here and keep with the small ones. Get a little bit more done. I've only got about 15 more minutes of the stream. I don't want to cut it off too early, but I mean, we could stop now, but still looking at this and trying to figure out how I want to do it. So let's see here. Now, another problem, I didn't open it far enough. Small rings, I'm not used to opening up so big to get around bigger things like that, so. Are you still in spot? Yeah. And you open it up right, then you can get it through, no problem. Okay, we need to make sure that stays down on the bottom side for now. So then we'll do this upper one. That'll be the next harder part if I go this route, is remembering which way I want to have everything flip and keep it in that direction while I'm tightening it up. And then we'll do the other two. And this is only adding 4 rings to it. A little bit further. So it's not a ton more rings or anything. And now I got it in the center. I need to move back out of center here. Hopefully I can get it to do that before I put in that next ring. And it's going to make me pull that one out, ain't it? Alright. I need you to come on the downside here. Well, just putting in those 2 on that one side and it got trapped in the middle, and now it doesn't want to come out. Isn't that how it always works? You're gonna have to wait a minute, Buzz. You want it up there. He wants downstairs to go outside. Alright, upper, lower. There. Took a little more eyesight to get it to work the way I wanted it to work. Alright, it's going up to down, so we just need to put that one in. I guess it would be 6 more rings in total to go at it this route. Because then we got the 2. I guess it'd be 4 more. So 8 more total rings. There we go. Yeah, because I pull these 2 for the 4, and then I put 2 on each side of it. So it'd be 8 more rings per thing if I end up going this route. We'll see how what 2 chunks look like together here in a moment. Then I might end up finishing this, do another one the way we just did this one before I started adding in these rings, and see if that, compare the 2 together after that point and see what it looks like. Because I do like the look of it in kind of both ways in a way, but if I gotta go do this for all of them to keep them from opening up, I need to make sure I like it better enough that we want to make them all this way. Definitely are tighter units in doing so, but go in this route. Found that to be easier. So now these 2 are, that's 2 of the units going the same way. Let me open this up and see if that'll make it easier to see so we're not looking through the back side of it. Because that one already flipped out again, that one's out again. And there ain't no way that will be flopping out of spots. So definitely pulled it all together tighter. Yeah, I'm kind of digging that in a way. I don't know, I guess I'll have to make up a few this way, get some good pictures of them, post them out there and see what people think. Might be what I have to do. I don't know if somebody's already done that or not. Because it's like a Celtic Coda. Gives you a little more. Like I said, since I didn't have the correct ring sizes they wanted, what they call it, for it, this is definitely a bigger version of it too, because the biggest ring I think that they were using was a 20 gauge 3/16. So basically this size, but even thinner, was the big ring. And then 3/32 was the small ring. Which I do have 3/32. I think it was the 20 gauge 3/16 I didn't have. First size I have in this was one size down from 3/16. 9/32? No, 5/32. 5/32, 1/8 inch, and 3/32 are the three 20 gauge sizes that I have currently in all colors. I do have a few sizes of them. If I looked, I probably do have one or two colors of 20 gauge 3/16. So I might have to pull that out and just try that single color and see how that works and see if it holds together better in what they call for ring sizes. But I think this is what I'm going to do for this whole bracelet, is keep adding on these here and see how it does, because it's still going to be plenty flexible. It'll still bend, because I mean it can bend this way just as easy as it did before because of the rings going through it. And let's see, I guess that'd still be an okay earring. It would be a little bit wider to make a matching earring go with it. So yeah, I think that's what I'll end up doing, is finishing that off this way. I don't know if I'd want to try that with this one, because I'd have to take out those doubles already, but then I think I'm just going to be looser overall because of being doubled, and then the pull through. So yeah, I just don't think that's going to work as well. If I was to try to do that on this, wouldn't be able to, just because of the tripled up. So, but there's something though, just looking at this one, it makes me wonder. I got a few other ideas, but we'll go ahead and just kind of continue on this route for this bracelet and see what happens. And then I might have to do another color just to see how it works. Go ahead and give me some rings opened here so I don't have to. I say it was, yeah, it's 4 per side, so 8 per chunk. To be able to do that. Let's go ahead and get another chunk each done real quick. What are our time running here? Yeah, well, we can easily do another, expand on another chunk here in the time. I mean, I could go over the time, and it's not like I have a dedicated time per se. I want to start at a certain time, but end could be a little earlier, a little later, depending. I need to put this one back into spot, though. Get on in there. There you go. And we got the up leaning, so I'll go ahead and put this one in first. Hopefully we can stay in that up lean way. I don't think I opened any of these far enough though, the more I looked at it. There we go. Let's see here, we're going up, so you need to make sure you come all the way down here. There we go. And then we can get this other one in on the upper side. And hopefully that'll keep it, the center ring, locked in its diagonal while we put the other two in. manipulate its way. There we go. Should be after the third one, it should be locked in place though, as long as it's in the right place when you're coming through. No, it flipped on me. Why do you keep flipping on me like that? Come up through there. Up on that upper side. There we go. And there we go. Almost. Now I'm going through the center again. How did I get through that? Pull that ring back out, but somehow I got it twisted on the bottom and it won't come back down. There we go. There we go. Alright, and then this one should be the good locker for it. Keep it all tight enough where it won't want to do that anymore. So there's that, and it still did it. I think it's because I can twist it all the way down, and I just need to do it there and then get it to come down and get the full lock in. See, it's still pulled out of the center over here too. And it's all going to be a matter of getting those last couple rings in the top side for it to not want to pull down and split through. Well, and that one's only going through one. And I definitely have to spend some time to figure out if this is what I want to do, which rings to go in first and whatnot, just so it'll come together smoother. Sometimes it does take a certain ring going in a certain way at a certain time, and then it's smooth, and other times it doesn't want to, so we'll definitely have to play around a little more and see how that will work now, because now I can't get three of them in there. I can't get that one to want to come through, so definitely don't want them to fall out of place, because then once you get rings in and out of place, can't get it. My biggest problem on this round was getting that center ring in the proper orientation, down and up compared to the others. So I just need to make sure that one's flipped over, and then it should come down. Alright, get these back into center. Well, I thought we were going to be able to do this real quick, and yeah. I was hoping we'd get another chunkage done, but excuse me, it just wants to give me all kinds of issues. Well, alright, there's only one in there now, so it shouldn't be no problem getting it back into its home. It's just a matter of keeping that one center the proper way when I'm doing so. Let's go with this one first. Okay, we're still up to the bottom. Let's put in this next one. Yeah, see, it already wanted to fall down. It's got to stay up top. why do you want to keep going through the center? Or the opposite way. There, see, just stay right there. And we don't have any problems if you just stay right there. Definitely a little tougher to get that one through, but we need to go through this way. Almost. And still going the proper direction. I'm definitely going to have a little closer to make sure I'm keeping things going the right directions. And so it's up and down on that side, so should be good. Once this one gets in, and it should just stay where it's at, because then it can't move back down. Going up and down in those directions, so, and then especially once we put in the upper locking ones here to keep these from falling down, gives it a little more looseness till these come into play. And once these get locked in, it kind of definitely holds them from letting the other one flip back. Let's get one on the bottom side so we don't have to worry about it. Through. Pop you through. Definitely always got to go the flat open side in this way. The other way is just too much curve for it. And you could fight it to get it through, but I don't feel like fighting it. And then one more on the other side. This will definitely add time to the bracelet, but I think it's going to keep it in formation better. They're all going, center rings are all going up. They look pretty good, actually. I think I'm digging it a little more the more I see it. Before it was, you know, you're seeing less of that purple center ring in there this way than you do over here. But without them flopping around on you and falling out of place, I think it's the more positive outlook. So I think that's what we'll end up doing for them all. And then we'll try it in a couple different sizes and see what happens. About like anything else. Just give it a quick stretch. Yeah, we're an hour and 30 in, so we'll go ahead and call our quits for tonight. But that's about what we're going to be looking at now, I think. Try to give a better close-up. I don't have one that hasn't fallen out of place over here, or I'd show it easier. Let's see if I can get one in real quick, but there we go. So that's kind of what it did originally look like, but they want to fall out of place, like I said. And then we added more stuff to it to keep it more locked into place. So it's definitely made it a little bit wider, but I think I like it. We'll see. We'll continue, play around with it, see what happens. But we're going to go ahead and call it quits for tonight. We will be back on tomorrow night again at 7:30 to do the large project, work on our new inlay. I imagine I'll probably get a couple more rows in it before tomorrow. Before tomorrow's stream anyway. I don't know if I will tonight. I'm going to continue to work on this and get another color of it done tonight. But anyways, I don't think I said it too many times tonight. Thanks for joining us, watching us. If you were here live or watching us later, it's all good either way. More the merrier. Try to catch comments best I can. I will miss on occasion just because I get so involved in doing something. But you know, like John, he comes in all the time. He's probably used to me missing his messages at times, so. But it's all good. We will be back tomorrow night then, and see you at 7:30.